Really appreciated discussion today, especially Sam and McLean's discussion that took the discussion out of the meta and into simply the lived daily lives of black people in America. Having said that, I can't stop thinking about the meta-political analysis of racism in America. That racism is such an important feature of the conservative plutocratic endeavor. I'm remembering your interview with Jonathan Haidt, his description of Nixon and the Southern strategy, but that's about winning campaigns. I wonder if the wealthy elites of America have a conscious idea that racism serves their daily lives in the opposite way it harms people of color, or are they actually ignorant of the levels of racism experienced by those people? I would say they are ignorant of it, and if they weren't ignorant of it, they wouldn't really care that much. They would find something, well, that's, I mean, it's so absurd for the right to say, like, yeah, well, this is what you get when you sell Lucy's, that they actually sort of turn it around to something like, this is what you get when you have a government that taxes tobacco. People sell Lucy's, which is what they're saying, right? I mean, they don't want to come out and say, like, well, the guy was selling Lucy's, he deserved it. So they back up one and they say, the government put this guy in the position of selling Lucy's, and he deserved it because he was selling Lucy's. Right? That's how they get from A to C. They don't want to start at B because that just sounds ridiculous to people. But you cannot get from A, government taxes tobacco, says you got to sell them in packs of 20, to C, he's dead on the ground, unless you get to, and he was selling Lucy's, and of course the cops have to go and chokehold him.
Or you could just stay simple with, he was fat, which is Congressman Peter King's reaction to all of this.
Right.
Also, I'm almost positive that he was not selling Lucy's. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But the reason the cops were there, just to be clear, was because there was a fight that happened, and they were responding to that fight. And when they got there, Eric Garner had already broken up the fight that he was not involved in. Because he was sort of like a known person in that community. So he saw two people. I think maybe he knew one of them or both of them. I'm not sure. And he broke the fight up. That's why the cops were there, to respond to a fight. Not even to respond to Eric Garner to begin with. Right. And Eric Garner was doing something, just being the community person he was. And he ended up dead for it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of fat black guys break up fights and then they resist arrest. I've seen it all the time as a congressman. I'm Peter King.